Now, most of you guys watching this video have probably purchased some sort of course or some sort of info product in the past, whether it was a pre-built course or a community or a one-on-one mentorship or something like that. Some of you, probably most of you, have purchased some sort of info product before. Now, what I want you to realize is that you hear about all these different business models. You hear about drop shipping, Amazon FBA, day trading. There's zillions of business models, and the choice is always, which business model are you going to run up? Everyone's always talking about those business models, and the choice is always, which business model should I pick? Which business model should I stick with and run up? It's like choosing what you're going to do with the rest of your life. It's like choosing a career path, you know? So it's an important decision, but nobody is seeing the real business model underneath all of that. All the drop shippers, all the Amazon FBA, and I'm not shitting on any of those business models. A lot of these business models do actually work. I'm not saying they're easy, but they do work. But what everyone is failing to see is that even the guys that are successful with these business models, they're making most of their money through selling the info products, not actually doing the business model. So while everyone is trying to look at all these business models and choose which one they're going to run up, which one is the best one, I was able to see right through that and be like, well, the best business model is selling courses, because all these guys are doing it successfully. It's all of their main thing. So selling courses is the winning business model, which is what nobody has been able to see. Now, as this has gotten more obvious over time, and as it's kind of been branded as growth operating, which is like selling courses, helping creators sell courses, it's getting bigger and bigger. So I want to talk about the actual way to do it and what it really is and what really goes into it. So first, let me kind of give you a rundown of exactly what it is that I do. I'm essentially partnering with creators, people that have the marketing side down, people that have some sort of audience, some sort of traffic of customers coming in, but they simply need help monetizing that traffic. So I come in, I build out the entire backend, I build out all the systems, the funnels, absolutely everything, so that they can continue focusing on marketing, which is the most important piece of any business. Guys, the hardest part of any business you're ever going to make is going to be the marketing. It's going to be setting all that up and getting the traffic. If everyone was good at marketing, then the rest doesn't really fucking matter. So I work with people that are good at marketing, so I don't have to worry about the marketing side, and I simply build out the entire backend. I build out their landing pages, their funnels, I run their emails, SMS, whatever it is. I run all of that so they can focus 100% on their marketing. And by doing this, I'm able to work with a ton more people than I would have been able to if I was just selling my own courses. I'm able to cover way more ground and just make way more money, because now I'm working with multiple people that have this crazy marketing potential, and all I have to do is make sure the back end and the offer is running smoothly, and then they can continue making their money. So how did I get to this point? How am I at the point now where I'm working with these crazy influencers that have millions of followers? I'm working with Discord groups that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in monthly recurring revenue. How did I get to this point from being a 14-year-old kid joining my own Discord groups and trying to learn drop shipping and these other business models that you guys have all heard about? So honestly, just like anybody else, I started trying to figure out these business models on my own. I didn't start immediately thinking, oh, let me sell courses. I fell into the trap of trying out all these different business models, trying to find one that would work for me. Eventually, I ended up figuring it out, but I joined something called a cook group, which at the time was basically a group that would show you how to resell sneakers. It would tell you where all the sneakers were dropping, that sort of thing. So you could buy the shoes right when they release, and then you could resell them. I got pretty big into reselling for really a couple years, and then that's when I started to see the people that are really making money from reselling are the people that own these Discord groups that they're charging monthly access to. And I'm still working with multiple reselling groups to this day, but I started off by making my own reselling groups, building those, exiting those. I ended up making like a sneaker software, but I was always in like the Discord info product space. That's kind of how I got into it. Now, over time, these Discord groups started to not do as well because there was just so many of them, and really the only ones that were doing well, the only ones that were surviving are the ones that had been around for a good amount of time. And still, the ones I'm working with now are not new groups. They're groups that have been around for years. Those are the ones doing the best. So I kind of had to move away from those type of groups, which is when I started working with creators. And that's when this whole growth operating business model started getting really big after I started doing that. And I started doing that about 2-3 years ago. But essentially, I started partnering with creators because you always see so many creators, and there's a lot of creators that try to sell some sort of course or info product and they do it wrong. They'll launch it and they just won't make any money because they don't have the proper guidance. They just don't know what they're doing, which is why they need somebody like you to come into the back end and set all that up for them so they can focus on marketing. Because they're good at marketing, they're good at getting eyeballs. The problem is they don't have that business brain. They don't have the tech savviness to set up a funnel in the back end. They don't know these things. That's why growth operators, or whatever you want to call this business model, that's why we're so important. It's not because we're crazy at marketing or we're really good at this one thing. It's the fact that we can put it all together, keep it organized, and keep it running like clockwork. That's all that matters. So that's what growth operating is. Now, when I first got into growth operating, I was mostly doing Discord groups. So I hopped on Twitter and I just started tweeting about Discord stuff because no one was really doing that. And first month I did $30,000 in revenue, which was honestly beginner's luck. It went down after that, but the first month I did 30K in rev, simply talking about Discord stuff. And I had like a few tweets, and all that revenue came from a few tweets and maybe like 10 booked calls, and I just happened to close like all the calls. Like it was definitely a lot of beginner's luck, but I think the main reason for that was because there was no Discord guy. That didn't exist yet. It wasn't a thing yet. So at that point, when it started to go down, I kind of had to pivot to just working with info products as a whole and working with creators as a whole. So after I realized Twitter, just tweeting was not really sustainable for growing it, that's when I started to get into outreach. I started running up Instagram. I started posting YouTube videos. I started getting a lot more of these other things that brought me clients, which is what I'm about to tell you guys. So the best way to, first of all, let me say this. The hardest thing about this business model is getting the creators, okay? Running up the back end, setting up the funnels and landing pages, okay? Once you do it once, you know how to do it. It's easy, it's light work. And eventually, when you're as big as I am in the business model, you can look at any creator and instantly know the best type of offer they could run, whether it's a low-ticket community or a high-ticket mentorship, whatever it is. You know the exact way to launch it. You know the best offer they could run. You know absolutely everything just based on experience after doing it for a good amount of time. So I'm at that point now to where I can look at any fucking social media account and know exactly what will print. So how are you actually able to talk to these creators, and how are you actually able to close them? How are you able to start working with them? That's the biggest part. What I've found works best and is working best today, this is not an outdated strategy I'm about to tell you guys, this is what I'm currently doing. It's outreach on Instagram. That's what works best. Instagram and email. If you can send emails too, that's great. All you're doing is this. You're finding creators on Instagram and you're messaging them asking if they sell one-on-one mentorship, or if they sell a course, if they sell something like that. Because when people read that, when they see that, they're going to automatically think, okay, this person is interested in buying, and they're going to respond because of that. Obviously, it's just, that's how it works. They're on social media because they want to make money. So they're going to respond to that. Now, that's when you go straight into the pitch. You send them some type of Loom video, and I have a full course on this, by the way. It's like 40 minutes long. So if you want to watch that, feel free to, but I'm just briefly going over it now. And then you get them on a call and you close them. And I know I made that sound very easy, but it's really, really difficult because it's a volume game. You need to be sending 50 DMs a day on Instagram. That's the cap before you get like rate limited. So I'm always sending 50 DMs a day on Instagram, always pumping out Loom videos, answering replies. Like, it is really a fucking full-time job to close a creator. Then you get one, and then you have to launch them, all that. So it's hard to run this up with a lot of creators. I'm at the point now to where I'm working with 2 to 3 clients per month. That's it. I'm not working with more than that because I have a couple really, really big, just juicer, solid clients that I'm working with, and I'm not going above that threshold. However, because of my old content and my DMs, and I'm still running DMs, by the way, I still have an outreach team on my Instagram account, all that. So I'm still running DMs. I'm still closing new creators. However, I just don't have the time to fully run them up. And that's also why I want to talk about outsourcing. So this is how you're able to scale this business model. Let me first say, this is a really hard business model to scale just because it's so experience and knowledge based. It's a type of business model where you just need to, you can't outsource your expertise. You can't outsource your skills of doing the exact same thing for so long. So as far as talking with the creators and going on calls with them and doing all that, that is not outsourceable. You're not going to outsource that. I have not been able to outsource that because I haven't found anybody that has gotten up to my level to where they can look at a creator like that and just know immediately. I have not gotten there yet. So for the time being, I'm still taking all the calls with the creators. I'm doing all that. The things you can outsource, community management, if you're doing a low ticket community, these things in the back end can be outsourced. But the number one thing I want to talk about with this video and kind of get into your guys' brains is you need to stop looking at all these different, look at me, all these different business models. There's a million business models And it's obvious, if you look up any of these business models and you watch the YouTube videos about them, you watch the TikTok videos, whatever it is, every single person talking about these business models, they're selling a course. That's the whole point of the business model. They're selling a course. So what are they really making money from? Are they making money from drop shipping? What are they making money from? It's obvious they're making money from selling the courses. Anybody can see that. And if you're watching this video, this should be your wake-up call. Okay, this is what they're making money from. And I feel like most people know that, but they just choose to be oblivious to it. They choose to be like, okay, yes, he's making a lot of money from courses, but I still want to try running up drop shipping myself, whatever it is. You need to get that mentality out of your head and start thinking in terms of, okay, I know everyone's making money with courses. How can I get a piece of the pie? How can I get in on the courses? That's the exact mentality that I had, and that's what got me to where I am today, where I have my dream car, my dream apartment. I live in Miami. I'm in a beautiful place. I can travel anywhere I want, whenever I want. I blow money because it's fun, okay? If you want to get into a position like that, and I'm not saying that to flex, but I'm really being genuinely serious with you guys. If you want to get into a position like that, you need to stop being oblivious to certain things and stop thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to do drop shipping. This is going to work. I'm going to try drop shipping for a month. If it doesn't work, let me try Amazon FBA. Let me try this. Let me try this course. This course is going to be the one thing that unlocks my potential, and now I can start making money. I just need to buy this drop shipping course first. Get that out of your fucking head and look at the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is most of these business models probably don't work, okay? It sucks, and you're probably sad to hear that. I'm sure a lot of you are if you're running up some of these business models, okay? But the good news is now you know what business model is working, which is selling the fucking courses, okay? Selling the shovels during the gold rush. That's literally what it is. So your next question should be, how can I get into this business model? Which is exactly what my next question was. How can I get into this, okay? So your options are this. A, you can either become an expert in one of these business models and build up a personal brand and start making content of yourself. And it's a full-time fucking job. Let me tell you guys, because I don't like it that much. I don't like making videos. I don't like making Instagram posts, whatever. I don't like it. Before I moved to Miami, I didn't even have an Instagram account. Fucking Lambo just went by, sorry. I didn't even have an Instagram account because I just that wasn't for me. But moving here, I wanted to build my personal brand, whatever, so I started running it up. And let me tell you guys, it's a full-time fucking job. I have like 10K followers on Instagram at the time of making this video, and I've had an Instagram account for like 2 years, okay? I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at building a personal brand really fast. And I'm a smart guy, okay? So your options are either do that, make your own personal brand, build it up, and you can do both at the same time, by the way. I'm doing both at the same time. Just you need to prioritize one over the other. So you can either do that, become an expert in the field, sell your own course, start building it up, or you can be the operator in the back end of all these other offers. All you're doing is partnering with people that already have years in the game. They've already done everything I just explained. They already built a personal brand. They already built the audience. They've already spent the years of time investment to do those things for you. Now all that's left for you to do is monetize their audience and run the back end. You're taking over this audience, this following that they've built up over the years, and you're speed running to the finish line, and now you get to make money off that audience. Obviously, you're providing them a very valuable service, but it's just a quicker way to make money. I'm not saying it's get rich quick, but it's quicker than building a personal brand and taking years to build a massive following. It's way, way, way quicker. And for me, when I was trying to find a business model, I didn't want something that was going to take years. I wanted money now, today, you know? So that's the route I started to go down. Now, by this point, you should probably be realizing, okay, I want to take this business model seriously. I want to pursue this. I want to start growth operating, whatever anyone's calling it. I hate the word growth operating because it's just, I just hate labeling it as that. But the moral of the story is that selling courses, okay? You're helping other people sell courses. You're selling courses in collaboration with other people. That's what you're doing. You're working on their offers. You're helping them monetize their audience. You're selling courses. It might not be your own courses. It might not be directly selling courses. But at the end of the day, you're selling courses. That's what you're doing. So now, like I mentioned before, I'm at the point where I have a lot of creators that are inbound, but I'm only working with a couple per month because it's such a high maintenance task. So I'm looking for operators that can run the back end of these creators. I have creators that have 100K, 200K, a million followers, whatever it is, and I can close them at 20, 25, 30, maybe even 35% rev share on some of them. I can close them at that, no problem, okay? They're ready to go, they're closed. But I need people that can run the back end of these offers to where I can go on the calls and I can say, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to launch this type of offer. We're going to create this community. We're going to launch a high ticket in the back end, whatever. We're going to set up the emails. I need to be able to say all these things and then have an operator that can apply it and that can keep them accountable, make sure they're hitting their posts, make sure everything is running smoothly, and just oversee the entire operation, because that's something that I don't have the time to do. So if you're interested in that, there's an application below. If you're interested in working with me directly, where I bring you a creator that is already closed, that is ready to go, that's ready to run up, and once we launch them, it will generate revenue immediately because they have a following already built up. I'm gonna give you one of these creators, okay? So if you're interested, fill out the application below, and hopefully I'll get on a call with you and we can make something happen. But I have multiple of these creators that are ready to go that I myself do not have the time to run up. So if you're interested, apply below. Also, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'm answering all the comments. Also, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram if you have any questions, and follow me on Instagram because I'm posting some pretty valuable shit and sick shit there too, because I'm a fucking influencer now apparently. So anyhow, guys, I appreciate you. If you liked the video, drop a like, subscribe, because I post content about this business model, and hopefully now you know you need to start selling fucking courses, and apply if you're interested. Peace.